I never thought I'd see her like this, Harper whispered as she peered into the small, dimly lit room where Luna, the blind cat, had curled up into a tight ball, barely breathing, her tiny body trembling from exhaustion. Hello everyone. Before we begin today's story, I have a small favor to ask. Please hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our channel's new videos. It's quick, free, and the best way to support us in bringing you more dramatic stories. Your support means the world to us. Where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments below. Thank you very much. Harper had tried everything over the past few days, from carefully placing soft blankets around her to offering different kinds of food, hoping to tempt her to eat. But Luna, once a playful and curious little cat, had now lost all interest in life. The room was quiet except for the faint sound of Luna's shallow breathing, each inhale seeming like a struggle, and Harper felt a knot tighten in her stomach, fearing that if she didn't find a way to reach her in time, Luna might give up completely. Outside the window, the late afternoon sun filtered through the blinds, casting a warm glow on the room that contrasted sharply with the heavy sense of despair inside. But Harper knew that light alone wouldn't be enough to bring Luna back. She leaned closer, softly speaking Luna's name, her voice trembling. "Luna, it's me. It's okay. You're safe," hoping the familiar tone might spark some recognition or at least some flicker of hope. Moments passed with no change, and Harper's heart sank even further, thinking back to the day Luna had arrived at the shelter, blind and abandoned, yet full of curiosity and energy, a stark contrast to her current state. Every day since then, Harper had worked tirelessly to care for her, feeding her carefully measured meals, cleaning her bedding, and spending hours sitting by her side, talking gently to her, trying to remind her that life could still hold warmth and comfort. Harper's mind raced through all the memories of Luna chasing shadows on the walls, batting at toys, and curling up in his lap, and she couldn't understand how such a bright spirit could fall so silent so quickly. Just as she was beginning to feel the weight of hopelessness pressed down, she heard a soft scratching at the door, a sound that made her freeze and hold her breath. The sound grew closer, deliberate and gentle, and Harper's heart skipped a beat when the door creaked open slightly and a familiar, golden-brown muzzle peeked through. It was Rocky, the spirited dog from the shelter next door, known for his gentle temperament and uncanny ability to sense the emotional states of others. Rocky's eyes met Harper's as if to check in, and then he glanced toward Luna, tilting his head with a mixture of curiosity and concern. Harper took a cautious step back, unsure whether Rocky's presence would be helpful or simply startle Luna further, but Rocky moved slowly into the room, keeping his body low and calm, tail wagging softly, each step measured and intentional. He circled Luna, sniffing gently, and then nudged her with his nose, not in aggression but with a gentle persistence that seemed almost human in its empathy. Harper watched, holding her breath, as Luna twitched slightly at the touch, her ears flicking in response to the sensation, a small sign that she was still aware of the world around her. Rocky lay down beside her, keeping his body close without pressing too hard, and let out a soft, reassuring whine, a sound that filled the room with warmth. Harper's eyes widened, realizing that Rocky wasn't just any dog. His every movement, from the careful pawing to the gentle nudges, was designed to reach Luna, to encourage her to engage with life once more. The sight was almost hypnotic, Rocky's calm persistence a stark contrast to the fragile, trembling form of Luna, and Harper could feel a stirring of hope, a feeling he hadn't dared to allow himself in days. Slowly, Luna's whiskers twitched as she lifted her tiny head, sniffing the air, her body stiff but responsive to the presence of Rocky, and Harper realized in that instant that maybe, just maybe, the smallest acts of care and understanding could spark life back into someone who had nearly given up. Harper knelt beside them, gently brushing Luna's fur and whispering words of comfort, while Rocky nudged her again, guiding her toward the small bowl of food, a simple yet profound gesture that Harper hoped would mark the beginning of Luna's return to vitality. Harper carefully adjusted the soft blankets around Luna, ensuring that she was comfortable and warm, the afternoon light still filtering through the blinds and casting gentle shadows across the room. The little cat remained curled up, her movements slow and hesitant, and Harper could not help but noticed the faint rhythm of her shallow breathing, each inhale seemingly requiring effort. Outside, the neighborhood was calm, birds chirping in the trees, and the occasional car passing by created a comforting backdrop that contrasted with the fragile stillness inside the room. Harper moved quietly, placing a small saucer of wet food and a shallow dish of water near Luna, hoping to encourage her to eat, but she did not react immediately, her tiny head remaining lowered. Rocky stayed close, lying beside Luna, his body acting as both a comforting presence and a gentle nudge to draw her attention to the food. Harper observed Rocky's calm, patient demeanor, noting how he shifted his weight slightly, pawing at Luna with gentle encouragement, his tail wagging softly in a rhythm that seemed to communicate reassurance. Harper took a seat on the edge of the bed, her hand resting near Luna, ready to provide additional support if needed, whispering softly, "It is okay. Luna, you can do this. I am right here." Harper's voice was steady, careful not to startle the fragile cat, and she noticed the faintest twitch in Luna's ears, a subtle acknowledgement that her presence and Rocky's careful attention were reaching her. The room remained quiet, punctuated only by the soft scrape of Rocky's paws and the occasional click of his nails against the floor, each sound a gentle reminder of life and attention surrounding the little cat. Minutes passed with Harper watching closely, and then Luna lifted her head slightly, sniffing the air, her eyes, though unseeing, responding to the presence of Rocky beside her. Harper smiled, a sense of cautious hope building within her, and she softly encouraged Luna to move toward the saucer, using gentle words and a steady hand to guide her. Rocky nudged Luna again, this time with slightly more insistence, pawing at the edge of the dish, demonstrating an understanding that went beyond mere instinct, as though he knew exactly what Luna needed to regain some semblance of strength and confidence. Harper continued to speak softly, recounting small, comforting phrases. "You are safe. Luna, there is no rush. Take your time," and observed Luna's body respond in small ways, her tail flicking gently and her head moving with increased attentiveness. Harper's mind wandered briefly to the days prior when Luna had first arrived at the shelter, recalling her initial curiosity and playful energy, and she felt a swell of emotion at seeing the little signs of life returning now, small though they were. The room's atmosphere shifted gradually, tension easing as Rocky continued his gentle, deliberate encouragement, nudging Luna toward the food and softly pawing at her to elicit a response. Harper could see the faintest signs of movement as Luna lifted her nose toward the saucer, sniffing the contents, and then she slowly, hesitantly, took a small lick at the food, Rocky's encouraging presence making it possible for her to do so without fear. Harper's eyes glistened as she whispered words of gentle praise. "That is it. Luna, you are doing so well," while Rocky lay quietly beside her, his calm demeanor reinforcing the safety and warmth of the environment. Time seemed to stretch as Harper observed Luna take another careful bite, her body trembling slightly, but showing undeniable signs of returning energy, and Harper realized that the combination of patient guidance, quiet encouragement, and Rocky's unexpected intervention was beginning to rekindle a spark of life within the fragile little cat, a testament to the impact of gentle care and the power of companionship in even the most desperate circumstances. As the evening sun dipped lower in the sky, casting warm golden hues across the room, Harper continued to watch over Luna, her heart swelling with cautious hope. The faint sound of Rocky shifting his weight on the floor beside her filled the quiet space with a subtle reassurance, and every small movement of Luna's body now seemed significant, a sign that life and curiosity were returning to the little blind cat. Harper gently picked up a soft toy, placing it near Luna, and whispered, "See, Luna, it is okay to explore again. You are safe here with us." Her voice steady and soothing, aiming to build trust and comfort in each interaction. Luna twitched slightly, her tiny nose sniffing the air and reaching toward the toy, and Harper felt her pulse quicken with anticipation, realizing that the cat was beginning to re-engage with her environment, even in small ways. Rocky's presence remained calm and supportive, his eyes following Luna's every movement, tilting his head with a gentle encouragement that seemed almost intentional. as if he understood that his role was crucial in helping her regain confidence and energy. Harper moved carefully, keeping her hands nearby to offer assistance if necessary, but allowing Luna and Rocky to interact naturally. Noticing how Luna's ears flicked and her tail twitched ever so slightly in response to Rocky's nudges and gentle pawing. Time passed, measured in small, deliberate steps, with Harper narrating softly about familiar routines and safe spaces, her words a constant thread connecting Luna back to the life that had seemed just out of reach. Luna's movements became gradually more confident, stretching slightly and sniffing the floor near her food dish, while Rocky's gentle guidance continued, nudging her with patience and persistence, never forcing interaction, but subtly showing the way forward. Harper's mind reflected on the journey that had brought them here, from the day Luna had arrived at the shelter, blind and abandoned, to this delicate moment of recovery, and she felt a profound sense of responsibility and gratitude for the bond that was beginning to re-establish itself. She adjusted the lighting slightly, drawing the blinds to soften the glare of the setting sun, creating a comfortable environment in which Luna could move without fear, and Harper's voice remained low and consistent, recounting small, soothing stories and gentle reassurances, each word intended to reinforce safety and trust. Rocky responded to the subtle cues of Harper's attention, positioning himself strategically to guide Luna toward the food and encourage slight movements, his patience unwavering, the rhythm of his actions both calming and motivating. Harper noticed the first tentative steps of Luna lifting herself slightly, her small paws pressing against the soft blankets, and Rocky responded immediately with encouraging nudges, careful not to overwhelm her fragile state, and Harper allowed the moment to unfold slowly, focusing on each small sign of progress with attentive care. Minutes stretched into a gentle rhythm, each interaction deliberate and thoughtful, and Luna, encouraged by the supportive presence of Rocky and the attentive guidance of Harper, began to engage more noticeably with the objects around her, sniffing the edges of her food dish and exploring the soft textures under her paws. Harper's heart lifted as she saw Luna lift her head higher, blinking against the soft glow of the room, while Rocky continued his patient vigil, a silent partner in her recovery, demonstrating that even the smallest gestures of support and companionship could make a profound difference in restoring hope and vitality. The atmosphere in the room shifted subtly, a mixture of quiet anticipation and gentle encouragement, with Harper speaking softly, guiding Luna through small steps of confidence and exploration, and Rocky remaining ever present, his calm, steady energy a constant reassurance that helped Luna feel safe enough to begin moving, engaging, and rediscovering her surroundings, one gentle motion at a time. As night settled over the small apartment, the warm glow of the lamps cast soft shadows across the room where Luna had begun to move with a bit more confidence, guided by Rocky's steady presence. Harper carefully monitored the interaction, noting each small motion and twitch, understanding that any sudden change might startle Luna, but also realizing that even the slightest progress was worth encouraging. Rocky, lying low beside Luna, nudged her gently with his nose toward the edge of the blanket, demonstrating patience and care that seemed almost intuitive, as if he understood that her fragile state required a combination of gentle persistence and reassurance. Harper spoke softly, narrating to Luna about the surrounding world, describing the familiar scents, textures, and sounds that might guide her exploration and build her awareness, each word intended to ground her and make her feel secure in her environment. Luna slowly began to stretch, her back arching slightly, and she sniffed the area in front of her, guided by Rocky's nudges and the consistent rhythm of his breathing. Harper noted the subtle confidence in Luna's movements, the way she placed her paws deliberately and began to adjust her posture to explore the room without relying on sight, and she felt a swell of emotion as she realized that Rocky's calm, supportive presence was enabling Luna to reconnect with the world. Time passed with Luna taking cautious steps forward, Rocky staying close, but giving her enough space to move independently, his gentle whines and soft nudges providing cues and encouragement without causing stress or fear. Harper observed the interplay between the two animals, recognizing that Rocky's behavior was helping Luna regain balance and spatial awareness, while also reinforcing her trust and willingness to engage with her surroundings. Harper reached out with a gentle hand to guide Luna toward a soft toy placed near the corner of the bed, and Luna hesitated, her whiskers twitching, before Rocky nudged her again in the right direction, providing subtle but effective guidance. The room was filled with quiet energy, each movement, sniff, and paw placement carrying significance, a delicate balance of encouragement, trust, and careful monitoring. Harper whispered continuous reassurances. "It is all right. Luna, take your time. You are safe with Rocky." And she saw Luna lift her head higher, ears flicking attentively to the sounds and movements around her, her small body beginning to respond to the stimuli in a more engaged and deliberate way. Rocky pawed gently at her side, reinforcing the connection and guiding her along a soft path of discovery, and Harper allowed the interaction to unfold naturally, observing with a mix of anticipation and hope. Luna began to inch toward the food dish and the small toys, each step a careful exploration, and Harper could sense the tension easing as Luna's awareness of the room expanded. Rocky adjusted his position to maintain proximity without overwhelming her, his calm energy a constant anchor, and Harper continued to narrate softly about the details of the room, the subtle noises from outside, and the tactile sensations under her paws, each word and movement intentionally designed to foster confidence, curiosity, and safety. The combination of gentle guidance from Harper, the encouraging presence of Rocky, and Luna's own cautious courage allowed her to take incremental steps, exploring the area with increasing focus, and Harper realized that the atmosphere had shifted from one of fragile hesitation to tentative engagement, a significant milestone in her journey of regaining trust, independence, and a sense of life returning, all under the careful watch of her devoted caretaker and the unexpected hero who had appeared to guide her through the darkness. Harper watched with a mixture of anticipation and relief as Luna took a few more tentative steps toward the small food dish, guided gently by Rocky's careful nudges, each movement a signal that her confidence was slowly returning. The cat's whiskers twitched as she sniffed the air and cautiously approached, Rocky remaining close but giving her the space to make her own decisions, his calm presence acting as an invisible support, reassuring her that she was safe and encouraged. Harper spoke softly, narrating the environment and the textures beneath Luna's paws, describing the warmth of the blanket and the faint scents in the air, each word carefully chosen to provide context and comfort, and Luna responded by lifting her head slightly higher, her ears flicking attentively to every sound and movement, demonstrating subtle signs of awareness and engagement. Rocky shifted closer, nudging her with a gentle paw and resting his head near her, his body language reinforcing the idea of protection and companionship, and Harper felt a sense of profound gratitude as she observed the interplay between the two animals, realizing how the calm, consistent support of Rocky was helping Luna regain not only mobility but also trust in her surroundings. Harper moved slowly to adjust the blanket and straighten the soft toys scattered near the corner, keeping her movements deliberate and non-intrusive, allowing Luna to explore and interact with the environment at her own pace, while Rocky's attentive nudges encouraged her to stretch and move further than she had before, each small step building momentum and confidence. The room, bathed in the soft glow of the evening light, seemed to come alive with the quiet energy of healing and recovery, and Harper noted the subtle improvements in Luna's posture, the slight lift of her tail, and the careful placement of her paws, all indicators that she was beginning to re-engage with life. Harper whispered words of encouragement and reassurance, praising every small movement and reinforcing the connection between Luna and Rocky, and the cat responded by inching closer to the food dish, sniffing carefully, and finally taking a small bite, her body trembling slightly, but demonstrating determination and interest, a clear sign that she was regaining strength and confidence. Rocky lay nearby, observing intently, his tail wagging softly and his head tilting in subtle encouragement, never forcing the interaction, but providing a consistent presence that helped Luna feel secure enough to engage with the environment. Harper's eyes filled with tears of quiet relief as she watched Luna take another careful bite and begin to explore the area surrounding the dish, guided by Rocky's gentle nudges and the familiarity of her safe space. each incremental movement marking progress and demonstrating the power of patience, compassion, and companionship. The interplay of guidance, gentle encouragement, and environmental support allowed Luna to begin moving more freely, testing the boundaries of her world and responding to cues from both Harper and Rocky. And Harper felt a deep sense of accomplishment as she realized that the cat's tentative steps were the beginning of a larger journey toward renewed confidence and vitality. As Luna continued to explore, Rocky's calm energy provided a consistent source of reassurance, and Harper softly narrated the surroundings, describing the room and the subtle changes in light and sound, reinforcing safety and encouraging curiosity, allowing Luna to engage more fully and confidently with her environment. Each careful step a triumph of trust, patience, and the unexpected bond that had formed between the two animals, marking a pivotal moment in her recovery and a turning point in their shared journey of healing. As the night deepened, Harper noticed a subtle change in Luna's behavior, the once fragile and hesitant cat now moving with a tentative yet growing sense of purpose, encouraged at every step by Rocky's calm, reassuring presence. The gentle glow of the lamp illuminated the soft textures of the blankets and toys scattered across the room, creating a safe environment that allowed Luna to explore without fear, and Harper's voice continued to provide a soothing narrative, describing each movement and the comforting familiarity of the surroundings. Rocky remained close, adjusting his position as Luna inched forward, his paws lightly touching the floor and occasionally nudging her with a gentle press of his nose, guiding her in a way that combined patience with subtle insistence, a delicate balance that Harper observed with a growing sense of admiration. Luna's ears flicked and her tail moved slightly as she navigated toward the food dish and a favorite toy, each movement signaling a regained awareness of her environment. And Harper felt the tension in the room gradually ease as the cat responded to Rocky's supportive gestures. Harper softly encouraged her, speaking in calm, deliberate tones. "That is it. Luna, take your time. You are safe here with Rocky," reinforcing the sense of security that allowed Luna to regain her confidence. Rocky lay beside her, his body relaxed but alert, ready to provide guidance or encouragement whenever necessary, his calm energy acting as a silent teacher, demonstrating that even small, deliberate movements could lead to progress. Harper carefully observed each of Luna's steps, noting the slight lift of her head, the movement of her paws, and the increased focus in her posture, all indicators that the combination of supportive presence and gentle encouragement was beginning to have a significant impact. The room felt alive with quiet energy, each sound, sniff, and motion contributing to a rhythm of trust and reassurance. And Harper could see Luna beginning to interact with her environment with more confidence, sniffing at the edge of the blankets, brushing against the soft toys, and even exploring the floor around the dish. Rocky continued to provide guidance through subtle nudges and positioning, allowing Luna to move independently while ensuring she did not feel overwhelmed. And Harper felt a deep sense of gratitude for the unexpected partnership that was fostering such a remarkable transformation. Harper adjusted the lighting slightly, softening the shadows to create a calming atmosphere, and continued to narrate the details of the room and the gentle background sounds, reinforcing the security of the space and encouraging Luna to engage further. Slowly but surely, Luna began to stretch her body, her movements tentative but deliberate, guided by Rocky's careful attention and Harper's steady voice. Each step a clear indication that trust, patience, and gentle guidance were allowing her to regain not only confidence, but also a sense of curiosity and engagement. Harper whispered praises and soft reassurances as Luna explored, noting the tiny twitches of her whiskers, the lift of her tail, and the deliberate steps she was now taking, while Rocky remained close, his calm energy a constant source of support and motivation. The interplay between Luna's tentative exploration, Rocky's subtle guidance, and Harper's quiet encouragement created a harmonious dynamic, fostering an environment where Luna could safely test her abilities and reconnect with her surroundings. Each small achievement was met with gentle praise and continued reinforcement, and Harper recognized that this pivotal moment, where Luna began to take control of her movements and interact with her environment with renewed awareness, marked the true beginning of a recovery that was both emotional and physical, a testament to the power of patience, empathy, and the quiet but profound influence of companionship. Harper could hardly contain the wave of emotion building inside her as she watched Luna take her first confident steps toward the corner of the room where the soft toy lay waiting, each movement a testament to the cat's renewed spirit and determination to engage with the world despite her blindness. Rocky remained beside her, his head gently resting near Luna's side, his eyes following her every motion with an almost protective vigilance, and Harper realized that the bond between the two animals had become a delicate but powerful force, guiding Luna toward hope and renewed vitality. Harper's hands were poised to intervene if necessary, but she allowed Luna to navigate on her own, providing only quiet encouragement, speaking softly. "You are doing wonderfully, Luna. You can explore. I am right here." And with each gentle word, Luna responded with slight twitches of her whiskers and the subtle lift of her tiny paws as she edged closer to the toy. The room, bathed in the warm glow of the lamp, felt alive with energy and anticipation. Every sound, including Rocky's soft whines and the gentle rustle of the blanket beneath Luna, adding layers of reassurance that seemed to resonate within the little cat. Harper observed the subtle signs of awareness returning in Luna, the careful scanning of her surroundings with her head and ears, the tentative but steady pacing of her paws, and the slight wag of her tail, all indicators that Luna's confidence was steadily growing and that the presence of Rocky was providing both motivation and comfort. Harper continued to narrate softly, describing the textures, shapes, and familiar scents in the room, helping Luna to contextualize her movements and reinforcing the notion of safety and encouragement in every step. Rocky nudged Luna gently again, guiding her closer to the toy and the food dish, his patient and measured interactions demonstrating a profound understanding of her needs, while Harper quietly praised each small success, noticing how Luna's body began to move more freely, stretching slightly, and exploring new areas of the soft carpet. Harper felt her chest tighten with emotion as Luna sniffed the toy, pawed it lightly, and then backed away slightly, hesitant yet engaged, and Rocky responded with a gentle whine and a nudge that prompted Luna to approach once more, reinforcing her confidence and sense of agency in this safe environment. Minutes passed, each filled with quiet determination, patience, and trust, and Harper could see that Luna's engagement with her surroundings had shifted from mere survival to active exploration, her senses and instincts reconnecting with the world around her in a way that Harper had feared might not return. The interplay of encouragement from Rocky, careful narration and guidance from Harper, and Luna's own gradual willingness to move and interact created a harmony of trust, emotional safety, and tentative independence, and Harper realized that this pivotal moment marked the beginning of a transformation in Luna's demeanor, from a cat overwhelmed by vulnerability to one who was slowly reclaiming confidence and curiosity. Harper's eyes welled up as she watched Luna continue to engage with her environment, Rocky staying close but giving her autonomy, each step forward a sign that trust, care, and consistent support were working together to nurture not only Luna's physical movement, but also her emotional recovery, a quiet triumph that filled the room with a sense of hope, accomplishment, and the profound impact of gentle companionship and patient encouragement. The room was now filled with a gentle warmth, both from the soft lamp lighting and the quiet sense of accomplishment that seemed to radiate from every corner, as Luna, encouraged by Rocky's steadfast presence, began to move with greater confidence, exploring more of the surrounding space and interacting with the soft toys and blankets with a cautious curiosity that had been absent for days. Harper watched intently, her heart swelling with emotion, as each small step Luna took reflected the rebuilding of trust, energy, and engagement that had been carefully nurtured through hours of patient observation and gentle encouragement. Rocky remained close, adjusting his position subtly to offer support without overwhelming her, nudging her with his nose and softly pawing when necessary, a silent guide demonstrating that safety, patience, and steady companionship could foster courage and independence even in the most fragile of situations. Harper spoke quietly and consistently, narrating the environment, the textures, the subtle sounds, and the comforting presence of familiar objects, reinforcing a sense of security while allowing Luna to explore and test her surroundings at her own pace. Each word acting as a gentle thread connecting the cat to her environment and to the reassurance provided by Rocky. Luna's ears flicked attentively, her tail lifted slightly, and her paws moved deliberately as she explored the space. Each motion a clear signal of regained curiosity and confidence, and Harper noted every subtle change, realizing that these incremental successes were shaping a profound emotional shift in Luna. Rocky continued to provide guidance through non-intrusive physical cues, his calm energy a steady anchor as Luna began to move more fluidly, sniffing, pawing, and cautiously investigating the room, demonstrating that the bond between the two animals had become a powerful support system, enabling the cat to navigate her world with renewed assurance. Harper encouraged Luna with soft, affirming words, praising each exploratory movement. "That is excellent, Luna. Keep going. You are safe and doing wonderfully," reinforcing the sense of accomplishment and allowing the little cat to associate exploration with positive reinforcement and emotional security. The soft rhythm of Rocky's breathing and occasional gentle whines served as cues that guided Luna further, helping her to coordinate her movements and explore spaces she had previously avoided, while Harper maintained a patient, attentive presence, her observations providing insight into the subtle interplay of trust, encouragement, and newfound confidence. Luna's small head lifted higher, whiskers twitching, as she approached the toy and then the food dish, taking tentative licks and playful swipes, encouraged by Rocky's calm companionship and Harper's quiet support, demonstrating a clear progression from hesitation to engaged interaction. Harper allowed the moment to unfold naturally, witnessing the transformative effect of consistent, patient guidance and empathetic companionship, as Luna's body language and purposeful movements reflected not only physical recovery, but also a deep emotional reawakening. The combination of Rocky's attentive behavior and Harper's steady, descriptive narration created an environment where Luna could explore, regain confidence, and begin to trust in her abilities again, each step forward a testament to the powerful effect of empathy, patience, and the extraordinary influence of loyal companionship in fostering resilience and joy in the face of vulnerability, marking a pivotal turning point in the journey toward renewed life and hope. Morning light streamed softly through the windows, casting a warm, golden hue over the room where Luna had now fully emerged from her state of fragility, moving with a careful confidence that spoke volumes about the transformation she had undergone. Harper watched with tears of relief glistening in her eyes as Luna navigated the familiar spaces with renewed curiosity, sniffing at the blankets, brushing against the soft toys, and gently pawing at the edges of her food dish, all the while guided subtly by Rocky, who stayed close enough to offer reassurance without imposing on her independence. The room felt alive, filled with quiet energy and the subtle rhythm of life being restored, every sound, from Rocky's soft whines to the gentle patting of Luna's paws against the carpet, contributing to a symphony of hope and revival. Harper moved carefully, making only minimal adjustments to the environment, her presence steady and comforting, narrating softly to Luna about the textures, scents, and familiar objects in the space, each word reinforcing the safety and stability that had allowed the cat to rebuild trust in herself and the world around her. Luna lifted her head high, her whiskers twitching, her tail lifted in tentative exploration, and Harper noticed the growing focus in her eyes, the precise placement of her paws, and the deliberate, confident steps she now took, a clear indication that the combination of patient guidance, consistent encouragement, and the unwavering support of Rocky had nurtured both physical strength and emotional resilience. Rocky nudged her gently, moving alongside her, his calm and steady presence reinforcing a sense of security that allowed Luna to move more freely and explore spaces that had once seemed daunting or inaccessible. Harper continued to offer quiet praise, acknowledging every incremental success, every tentative exploration, and every small step forward, reinforcing the cat's confidence and encouraging her to trust her instincts and abilities. Luna paused occasionally to sniff the air, rub against the soft toys, or circle the blankets, each action a subtle yet profound affirmation of her growing awareness and engagement, and Harper felt a deep, abiding sense of accomplishment as she observed the quiet transformation unfold. The interplay between Luna's tentative courage, Rocky's guiding presence, and Harper's patient encouragement created an atmosphere of trust, safety, and reassurance, allowing the little cat to reclaim not only her movement, but also a sense of agency and joy that had been absent for so long. Harper's heart swelled as she watched Luna take a final few steps across the room, her body now fully engaged, her movements deliberate, playful,